Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. You know, sometimes life just gets hectic in the Valley of the Sun, so we have to come somewhere for inspiration. Here we are in Puerto Peñasco, Mexico, and it hit me, inspiration. We all know how wonderful a chili dog is. We know how wonderful sloppy joes are. What would happen if I would make a chili cheese dog sloppy joe? We'll find out. Well, the fantastic Mexican weekend is over, and we are back in the Valley of the Sun in the kitchen here at the Oasis. It is time to put that ingenious plan into action. So we've done videos before on various different chili cheese dogs. We've also done a bunch of different sloppy joe episodes. So we've talked about the history of both of those. The chili cheese dog or coney dog came to us via Greek immigrants into the New York area in the early 1900s. The sloppy joe was invented in Havana, Cuba in 1920. So about the same time, these two wonderful items came into our lives here in the Americas. Today, we're going to put it together. First thing we're going to do is make the chili. Let's get over to the stove. First thing we need to get going is our bacon. So the director has so kindly, when I was still at work, diced up about 2/3 of a pound of bacon, which is 12 ounces. We're going to get our skillet here on medium-high heat, and then we're going to go ahead and cook these until they're about 50% crispy. Once I see the color change happening and it looks like it's about halfway there, then we'll go on to the next step. Now, when I said we're making chili, we're making chili dog chili. There's going to be no beans in this. I don't believe you should have beans in your chili for chili dogs. And also, we're putting this on a sloppy joe, right? So it needs to be about sloppy joe consistency, which is quite a bit thicker than you normally get with your chili. So remember, down in the description, as always, are all the ingredients, their amounts, and the directions. Don't listen to what I babble out here. Make sure you check that recipe if you're going to try and recreate this, and you probably should. All right, so I said I was going to cook it till it was about half crispy. This is right where I want it. So the next step now is adding ground beef. Of course, we're adding our aged ground beef. We make our own. You can see the video right here. You can use regular ground beef. 2 pounds. So the ground beef in a good hot dog chili is much like the ground beef in a good taco meat. Very broken up. So we're going to spend a little bit of time breaking this up as much as we can. This is cooked about halfway now. Next thing I'm going to do is drain this real quick and then get it back on the stove. We'll see you after that. All right, now that we're drained and back in the pan, in goes our onion powder, our garlic powder, and our chili powder. Gonna get that mixed up. Oh, that smells good. All right, now goes in our tomato sauce, our ketchup, and we're using Red Duck smoky ketchup. Stuff has great flavor. Our Dijon mustard, a couple tablespoons of chopped chipotles, and of course some Watch Your Sister shower sauce. Now a note on the chili powder, you do you. What I did to give it a little bit more pizzazz, it needed a tablespoon of chili powder, so I used 2 teaspoons of regular chili powder and 1 teaspoon of chipotle chili powder. That chipotle chili powder is going to give it an incredible smoky flavor along with the chipotles that are already in there. But I didn't want it to be too spicy, so that's why I did it the way I did it. If you love that smoky flavor and you don't mind about the spice, then go all the way with the chipotle powder. All right, so we got all of those mixed in now. Now it's time for the final ingredient. I'll tell you what, Greg and I are not beer drinkers. Both of us prefer the whiskey or bourbon. So we don't keep a lot of different brands of beer around. The director, she likes her Michelob Ultra. If it was up to me, had I thought ahead, I would have a Modelo or a Dos Equis to put in here, because if I do drink beer, that's what I drink. But this will work. So I'm going to add about half a can of beer to our chili. We're going to let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Then we're on to the next step. We'll see you then. So as the chili is simmering away behind me, getting all thick and delicious, I have chopped up some onions for garnish. And apologies, the director's so wonderful, she already had them chopped up for me, and now I have double chopped onions. But now it's the last important step. So chili cheese dog sloppy joes. You can really only do this if you make your own hot dogs. We do. We did it in the video right here. So you don't have to go to the bother of casing them if you want to make this. We make ours with half beef, half pork. So you can go get yourself some hot dog seasoning, either from Amazon or Cabela's or Bass Pro Shops carries it. Get some chuck, get some pork shoulder, grind it up, read the directions on the package, mix in the right amount of seasonings, and voila, you have your hot dog meat. Now, as far as casing them, that's a whole different evolution. You'll see it in that video that I talked about. But I'm going to take these hot dogs and I'm going to take the casing off and then chuck the meat in a skillet, and we're going to get that browned up. All right, so just cut the casings and then peel the meat right out. And we're going to brown that up. So once we get done with that, we're ready for assembly. We'll see you then. All right, now it is time to assemble. So we're not doing this one on a brioche bun. The director's trying it. She doesn't like the glutens, so we got a different type of bread for her here, but it goes the same way. So we get a layer of the hot dog meat and then a layer of the chili. Then we're going to top that with some good cheddar cheese. Got some Tillamook triple cheddar here. A shout out to Jim of Jim's Kitchen in Oregon, where Tillamook is. All right, now we're going to chuck it back into our little oven over there and get this melted, and the director will render judgment. So as the director is working on getting that cheese melted, I'll tell you, I came up with this idea and I thought this is absolutely ingenious. My only worry is that chili is going to overpower the hot dog meat, and you won't get the sensation of you're tasting a chili cheese dog, but you're eating a sloppy joe. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll find out what the director says, because she tells the truth, especially when I hose up. And oh boy, do I hose up a lot. All right, now for the moment of truth. The director will tell us, does she taste chili cheese dog as she's eating a sloppy joe? Oh, a few chopped onions. We talked about that earlier. All right, did I achieve what I tried to do?
Yeah, you did. You can taste the hot dog. You can taste the chili. Perfect.
All right, there we go. Hey, every once in a while, inspiration strikes you, and you got to go with it. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. If you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and never miss an episode. Down in the comments, where did you eat your first chili cheese dog? What's your first dog's name? I don't care. Just leave us a comment. It really helps us out. And I'll interact with you. I'll answer it. Anyway, hey, until we see you next time, this camera, fair winds and following seas.